Well, looks like the black hand of white supremacy strikes again. This is starting to become a familiar thing. It's unfortunate. And people want me to keep quiet about it. They don't want me to say anything about it. And when you tell black people that these things are going on, they tell you, well, all I give a damn about is me and mine. Well, I wonder how her family feels about that. We'll talk about it. Gangsta talk up right now. Dang.
Yeah, son. There's mad kids out there getting cream for the 9-5, bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. You know, shoot the game, going for mine.
Alright.
And this is the year when mad caps get peeled. So I'ma spark this lie and kick the reel.
Bang them out.
With all this chaos in the realms of the street, your local street dog got to make ends meet. The average Joe's far too slow for this ghetto bro. You better know, when I hit the streets, I like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfuck the fame. I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash is popping, cookies cooking, beans copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that's used to living rich is now a sticky kid, caught up in a ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas flip to stay alive. Peeling caps while I laugh. In the stats, the 4.5. Remy in the glass, bark the boom, then I blast. They wanna confine me, sneak up from behind me. Bust a cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They hate to see a young player pay. I don't wanna see that, son. They rather see it spray. But I'm like Nitty, a Terminator, squeeze the lead off. Using verbs and nouns like rounds to blow your head off. Hitting up spots, heating up blocks. Investing in stocks like Colombian blow crops. I'm out to get cream and ain't no doubt in my mind. Fuck this broke shit, I'm hit, I get down for mine. I get down for mine, I get down for this. And you want to put your hands in the air. I get down for mine, I get down for this. On the regular shit, ain't no fair. I get down for mine, I get down for this. And you want to put your hands in the air. I get down for mine, I get down for this. On the regular shit. I hear you wanna be a player. I ain't some place you bet. Let's play a game of real nigga roulette. Witness a DOA as I spray the melee. Contact and punctuation is compared to AKs. You in a daze, overdose for pure funk. I'm fucking off like Tommy Gibb. The karma's a boost smoke. Decapitated rappers in my trunk. I'm sick, pumping skunk, bouncing with my click, popping mega jump. I'm getting back while these clowns be zigzagging. What's this talk about flipping keys? Come on, you're nickel bagging. I'm blasting off wings and making doubters believe it. You see, I was packing heaters when jokers was banging cheerleaders. Ain't nothing changed, it's still the same in the rap game. I'm known for banging rookies out the frame. Y'all done forgot who was the pimp from the start. Sipping vintage wine, eating a la carte. I'm phenomenal from the abdominal. Far from comical lyrics and sticking the brains like barnacles. Never sweet. I'm bringing the drama to the street with techniques and rolling in fleets. Ain't nothing sweet about the street, so I'm poetically ill. I'm pure like cook up and lyrics shine like fish scale. I got the banger at your throat and you ain't showing no signs. Came deaf, let them know I get down for mine. I get down for mine. I get down for this. And you want to put your hands in the air. I get down for mine. I get down for this. And bang them up, shake it, baby, you don't pay. I get down for mine. I get down for this. And you want to put your hands in the air. I get down for mine. I get down for this. And bang them up, shake it, baby, you don't pay. I get down for mine. I get down for mine.
All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Gangsta Talk. This is the Black Knight, aka Maximum Black. You know, the young lady you see here on the screen, it's another black woman that is a victim of the black hand of white supremacy. Hooligans with no guidance, having a OK Corral shootout in the middle of the street amongst people like like the people didn't matter, like they were, target dummies or something. This recklessness, this reckless mindset in the black community is the cause of fatherless homes. And nobody wants to talk about this. You see, we get all cute and we get on our high horses talking about we want to protect me and mine, yours and yours. But you see, the community I come from, we protected each other. Every family cared about the other family, which made a tight-knit community that no one could enter if you were an outsider. And these kinds of things did not go on because the fathers raised their boys properly, raised their boys with respect, and like they had some good sense. The hooligans, the animals engaged in this Western style Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday shootout in modern day times caused this woman to lose her life. This black woman, another one of our black women, is gone because of reckless Negroes who don't regard life at all. And you see, we want to sit up here and say we're too hard on black men. We want to say when we hold black men accountable, we are hating black men. But you see, it's because of black men that these things are taking place in our community. Now, you've allowed a hate group, a black hate group that is totally obedient to white supremacy to develop within your community. And they can do what the white supremacists cannot do. They can infiltrate deep into the community and get right next to us and cause serious, serious harm, as you can see. The lady you see on the screen is another casualty of the black hand of white supremacy. Their body count is getting higher. I'm going to start probably with the next one, or I have to count up the bodies that they've already laid down. We're going to start putting the body count out until somebody starts listening, until somebody starts taking this seriously, until somebody is ready to do something about this. Too many of our women and our children, lives are being taken by these reckless Negroes who was raised in the street like dogs and rodents. No fathers. And see, and it makes me sick to my stomach when all I hear on podcast after podcast is Negroes complaining about black women and wondering who they're dating, telling them that they should choose better. Choose better where? You aren't giving them anything better to choose from. The hooligans, the reckless Negroes that caused the death of this black woman is what you've left out there for the black woman to choose from. And you have the nerve to tell her to choose better. You don't lead your community. You don't raise your children. You've left your children to be raised in the street with animals who have no regard for life. And it's no wonder that they've adopted that kind of mentality into adulthood. And then you say the black woman should choose better. Seriously, you have the nerve to say things like that after what you've allowed. You've allowed a hate group. This is a hate group, a black hate group. They don't know they're a hate group. All they know is that they kill black people. And so, when did we talk about this? When did we stop sweeping this under the rug? When did we stop making excuses? When did we stop saying that, you know what? The gangsters and the pimps made me go to school. They're not all that bad. They looked out in the community. They taught me the game. Well, how's that working out? How did that work out for this lady here on the screen? Because apparently the people who caused her death were also guided by gangsters and pimps in the street. So what is this? A game of nigger roulette? Spin the barrel, pull the trigger. Either nothing happens or a killer comes out. When are we going to talk about this? When is this? When will we put the spotlight on this? Now, we make podcasts and podcasts about Black women choosing bad men. We make podcasts after podcasts about Black women having attitudes. We make podcasts about the physical appearance of Black women. But there are no podcasts about this. When do we start making podcasts after podcasts about these monsters murdering our women and children? When do we make these podcasts? When do we sit on panels of 8, 9, and 10 men for 4 or 5 hours talking about dealing with this rather than talking about not being able to get a date? Talking about an attitude of some woman and bringing some woman on there so you all can converge on her because you're a bunch of wussies. When do we stop doing that and start putting stuff like this in the spotlight and have 4 and 5 and 6 hour podcasts about this, about doing something about it? When do we have those podcasts? See, I just about had enough of you high horse ride Negroes. You know, with your boots on the ground, your fancy rhetoric, the bullshit remarks you say when somebody puts your foot to the fire. I'm sick and tired of these factions that you create to hide the fact that you're a loser and you're irresponsible, and the fact that you're the reason why this stuff is happening. See, these bums are created simply because you don't want to be a father. And you dump everything on the Black woman. You dump everything on the Black woman, like she's supposed to do everything by herself. You can't keep up with all of this. Are you insane? Seriously. You've allowed this to happen. I have no respect for any of you anyway. But you can at least have 1 or 2 podcasts about this and act like you give a damn. We have podcasts about calling crazy people out of their name and jumping on panels and, you know, turning into the big bad wolf, a huff and puff and blow down your channel door. But you don't want to get on anybody's panel and bring this up, that our women and children are losing their lives at the hand of Black lunatics. And these lunatics are the result of Black absentee fathers or Black absentee fatherhood. So I don't understand how you just focus. I listened to a podcast yesterday for about 5 minutes of brothers who were absolutely delighted that a pimp was degrading a Black woman. You guys thought it was funny. You treat the black woman like she's your sworn enemy, even though she's never done anything to you to feel that way. Many of you have been duped. You've been tricked into believing that the black woman is your absolute enemy, and she isn't. The one who has tricked you is your real enemy. And you idiots actually believe that the black woman did something to you, when in fact, in reality, you're the one that's doing something to her. I don't even know how much, I don't know how much more I can take. But see one more podcast about holding a black woman accountable, I'm gonna lose my lunch. It's sick. It makes me sick to the stomach, physically sick, to see how weak so many of you have become and how weak so many of you are. And you older dudes, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You're a disgrace. You're supposed to be the teachers of the younger generation. I even seen some fool from the generation that taught me turn into a complete sissy bell. What's wrong with you guys? Why y'all becoming so weak? Why are you so cowardly? Why you act like the black woman is your enemy when you know she isn't? Are you that afraid of your real enemy that you become delusional? Is that what this is? Delusion? These are the mothers of civilization that are being gunned down and wiped out. By nutcases. Nutcases that you helped create and that you have not disciplined. You have not properly shown them the way. You've left them to fend for themselves like scavengers in the street. And this is the result. This is how they pay back your dereliction, by murdering our women and children. I don't want to sound like a cliche, but when is enough enough? Who does it have to be next? The black hand of white supremacy is in the heart of our communities. They are fueled with demonic energy. They are a horde of fatherless boys who've grown into men. Who have absolutely no regard for life, hate women, and are absolutely not just unbelievably reckless. A wild shootout in the middle of a busy downtown area in Virginia Beach, where regular people are trying to go to and from. And you guys are having a shootout. Like the people around you are in a cartoon. This makes us look bad as black people. It makes us look like we have no discipline. We have no respect for authority. We cannot control ourselves. We won't even properly train ourselves with weapons. We've shown that we are reckless with weapons, and that the weapons don't need to be in certain black folks' hands. And instead of grouping together and learning trades and purchasing land and building infrastructure. You'd rather form a gang and terrorize your own people and murder your women and children. You'd rather self-destruct than actually build something. The same numbers that you have in these gangs, you can use for good things. If there's 50 of you in a gang that's trying to kill someone, imagine 50 of you building something. How about we try that? If we're going to form gangs, how about we make those gangs work for us rather than against us? I know a lot of you probably don't give a damn about what I'm saying because you don't care about your people. But this is probably entertainment for many of you, seeing this woman deceased. Some of you right now are probably laughing. I mean, it's unfortunate that I would say something like that. But after seeing what I've seen and experiencing what I have experienced, on social media, I have to believe that some of you are actually laughing right now. I probably feel good that this black woman is deceased. And some of you right now will probably crack jokes. They'll probably come in here, say something slick. Some of you are probably saying she got what she deserved. Or if you're a manosphere guy, you're probably saying, well, what was she doing there? Had she been home, she would be alive. I'm not sure what makes me angrier. The fact that you Negroes are worthless, or the fact that you're the cause of her death. See, I blame all of you Negroes who talk daily about black women's lives not having any value and that their lives don't matter. I blame all of you because you create these kinds of monsters, these kinds of reckless hooligans who are taking the lives of our women and children. This is your fault. I blame you. And all you fathers out there that don't want to pay child support, that don't want to raise their kids, I blame you too. Because this is what your kids become when you don't want to raise them. Many of them turn into bloodthirsty and murderous animals. They have no guidance. They've been left to raise themselves in the street. There's nothing good in the street. So if you left them to be raised in the street, what makes you think that they will turn out good? How many more of our women we have to lose? How many more of our children we have to lose before somebody takes this seriously? Before we look at this, before we shine a bright light on this. We can talk about gossip all day long. We can talk about the next YouTuber all day long. We can dox each other all day long so we can have, juicy personal information of people's lives to put out in front of everybody. We can embarrass each other all day long. We can do all of these things that makes many of us come running to see. But we can't do something about this, all the doxing and all of the information. We can't talk about this. Some of you built your platforms off of hurting other people, off of exposing other people's personal lives. Some of you built your platforms off of putting people's personal lives on display and even putting their children in danger. You pride yourself off of doing things like that. It's sad, but that's what we are. That's what we've become. We've become a people that are starting to just cannibalize itself. We just feed off of each other like wild animals. Some of you are famous on YouTube for all the wrong reasons, disrespecting women, thinking you some kind of authority on women and you get to disrespect them and say kind of crazy thing to them, and you become famous. You see, what is wrong with us as Black people to where we have men in our society that are famous for mistreating, abusing, both physically and verbally abusing our women? How is it that men like that are famous? How is it that we have men in our society, Black society, that have millions of dollars and have a career off of doing nothing but spreading hatred and encouraging violence and mistreatment towards our women and children? How are they rich? How are they millionaires? How are they famous? We can't do any better than that. Are we that screwed up to where men like this are famous? I don't understand. How does anyone? Guys who are famous for spreading hatred and encouraging violence towards our women and children. That doesn't bother anyone that they're famous? And that you're the one that's making them famous? I can't be the only one who feel for this woman on the screen. She was an innocent bystander, a TV star. And because of some reckless, fatherless, guileless Negroes, she's gone. It's time for us to start caring. It's time for us to start talking, and talking a lot about these kinds of things. It's time for us to stop chasing drama and start, because after the drama on YouTube, with the fake arguing and the phony debates, this is the reality. This is what's going on in the real world, in real time, right now. When do we start talking about this? The Black hand of white supremacy strikes again. The Black hand of white supremacy. It's a hate group. We don't know that they're a hate group. They're so murderous and so hell-bent on killing Black women and killing Black people, they don't even realize that they're a hate group. I gave them a name. I gave them a name. I said and identified them as a black hate group because that is what they are. Dame, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's your take on what I just said?
Um, oh well, you right on the point. Um, yeah, we um, they're not checking and not being there. So these guys have no thought for life. They see somebody they don't like, they just start shooting. Not thinking of the bystanders, the community, whether there's children or not, and they and that's because and nobody taught them any better. The men that's supposed to be teaching them, supposed to be checking them, ain't there, and
You know,
so
some people say that this is not black man's fault. Well, whose fault is it? I don't see it anyone else's fault. Somebody's going to have to prove to me that this is not black men's fault because black men are responsible for raising their children. These boys grow up out of control because they have no guidance. They have no guidance, and they're not taught any kind of regard for life. They don't respect life, not even the lives of children. Having a wild shootout like you at the OK Corral,
mhm.
like the people around you are action figures, like they're fake, like the people around you are make believe people. Bullets flying everywhere, not giving a damn where the bullets flying at. You're trying to kill each other. You can't even do that right. You're killing other people. At least if you killed each other, you'd do us all a favor. But you can't even do that right. You're trying to kill each other and you're killing other people. I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah.
Something's got to be done about this. And I'm going to keep talking about this until somebody start listening. I'm not letting this go. I don't give a damn what nobody says. I don't give a fuck if you tell me I'm doing it too much. I'm going to keep doing it until somebody start listening. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick and tired of seeing another black woman or a child murdered by some mindless, fatherless nutcase. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, yeah, and these groups keep saying black women can't raise boys to be men. Okay, then why are you not stepping in? You agree with it. We agree with it. Well, then you know that. Why you not stepping in? Why you not raising your boys? Why you not raising your boys to be better men? No, why don't you do it? Because you're mad at their mother. You
The thing
oh
about it
emo-
is, they say, well, black women should choose better. Choose from what? There's nothing better to choose from. This is what you left her to choose from. Animals who caused the death of this woman. These are the animals that you've left in the community for her to choose from. They got the nerve
and
to say things like that. Go ahead.
yeah, and then to come to think of it, she chose you, and you suppose you claiming you the good guy, but yet you ain't showing that you are. She chose you. You still ain't doing.
Well, you know what's bothering me so bad? It's like we got this going on in real time.
Mm-hmm.
We got these mindless lunatics murdering our women and children, but yet all these Negroes care about is trying to get a piece of ass. All they care about is cheating on women, womanizing. That's all they give a damn about. They could care less about what's
Mm-hmm.
happening to our women and children. They care more about some nigga cheating on a black woman. That's big news. How come this isn't big news? This should be big news. This should be the biggest news on black media, not some punk who's really a damn pimp out sleeping with one woman after another. This should be the biggest story on YouTube. These kinds of things. Go ahead, Dane.
Yeah, but that's because it's big news with them because they want to be like him. They want to go from women to women. They want to cheat like that. They want to be able to manipulate women like that. That's why that person is big news. But when it comes down to these young thugs shooting up the community, killing women and children, it's the woman's fault. She ain't raising them properly. She's not supposed to be raising them by herself. Yeah, but y'all even say it. And y'all still don't do anything about black women can't raise boys to be black men. Exactly. That's what y'all
Well,
do.
apparently, black men can't raise boys to be black men either, because they aren't doing it.
Oh,
I mean, y'all keep saying, well, black women can't raise boys to be men. Well, apparently, you can't do it either. Because if this is what you call raising boys to be men, we'd be better off with the black woman trying to raise the boy to be a man. If this is the best you can do, apparently you can't raise boys to be men either. Hell, you probably don't know how. You haven't done it in so damn long, in decades. You probably don't know how. That's why you keep, trying to find ways to blame women. You see, all of this is a distraction. A lot of black men are just trying to keep people distracted from the truth. And the truth is that they are incapable, they are inept, and they are irresponsible. And they are lazy, and they're shiftless and worthless. And they're a bunch of losers. That's why they're always pointing fingers at black women, because they don't want to show you, they don't want to reveal to you how much of a freaking wreck they've become.
yeah.
A shadow of what black men used to be. Matter of fact, a shadow is giving them too much credit. Not even a shadow of what black men used to be. You guys are reckless. You're deviant. Many of you are pedophiles. You're weak. You can't raise your children. You don't know how to be a father. You're terrible at being a man to a woman. You guys are pieces of shit. And you don't give a damn about what's happening out here. And you are allowing it to happen. You've allowed this hate group to develop in our community that's now obedient to white supremacy. Who do you think is encouraging all of this? Where do you think they get these guns from? These guns are dropped off in the neighborhoods, in some neighborhoods, in crates. Where do you think these young guys are getting these guns from? You think they're going to gun shows? Most of these kids in the hood don't have any gun permits. Where do you think these guns are coming from? I'm talking about high power guns. A lot of these kids got AR-15s. They didn't get them from any damn gun shows. Some of these kids got Glock 12s. I mean not Glock 12. Was it Glock 9s? 17s? Got high power weaponry on the street. A lot of these kids got high power weaponry on the street that I know they didn't go to any gun shows to purchase. That fool that took the life of his girlfriend and her mother, with that, he had an AR-15. Where did he get that from? He just walked into a gun show and brought it? You think white men, gun shop owners, are going to sell young black men those kinds of guns? Without going through a rigorous background check? They're not trying to sell black men that kind of artillery, that kind of weaponry. So where do you think it's coming from? It's being given to them. There's been countless stories that's been covered up about kids finding guns in the street, in crates. Especially in Chicago. They want you to kill yourselves. But they're giving you the high power weaponry to do it. These guns are coming from somewhere. And I'm willing to bet you a lot of these brothers aren't going into gun shops and purchasing these guns. A lot of these brothers can't get no gun permits. There's too many of them with criminal backgrounds. A lot of these cats are having shootouts, done serious time. They're not getting no gun permit. So where do you think these guns are coming from? Go ahead, Dane.
Well, Shooks, the guns, they getting it, somebody's selling it illegal in the streets.
They ain't even selling it, man. A lot of these places, these guns are being left on the street.
Shooks, that'd be suspicious right there. There could be something, a crime attached to a gun. Nobody just leave a gun willy-nilly. They're hoping
it's not like that. There's been several reports that's been covered up about crates of guns being left in the street.
Yeah. And it's obvious they ain't been practicing. Otherwise, they would shoot their target, not everybody else that's moving around in the community. No, they just have a gun, load it up, and just start spraying, thinking they're gonna hit who they point the gun in the general direction of.
Right, because that's the conversation of the day, right? Mm-hmm. They get on social media talking about, yo, I'll be spraying niggas. Man, look how degenerate our young generation has become. Have y'all heard what they sound like? It's tragic what our young people sound like today. It's tragic. You listen to a lot of them, right? And you start to wonder how long they're going to live. By the time they get finished their little paragraph, you're wondering how long they're going to live. That's how tragic they sound. Seriously, you listen to some of them, you say to yourself, well, I'll get this from about 2 or 3 more years, if that. Our young kids are screwed up. Their brains are cooked. They're in this gun culture hard. They're in this kill Negro mode. And when you look at the mentality is towards each other, not towards your enemy. They believe each other is the enemy. They believe the black woman is the enemy. And the thing about it is, these conscious fools, they're supposed to be the ones with the highest state of consciousness. You tell them that the black woman is not your enemy, but yet but you see, they ignore that and still say the black woman is this, and that. So these guys make me sick, man, because this highest state of consciousness crap, it's a bunch of BS. Where was the highest state of consciousness when these fools were trying to murder each other in broad daylight, like they were Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, and ended up taking this woman's life? She was an innocent bystander, minding her own business. Like I said, when is it going to stop?
Oh, well, maybe.
When do we start talking about it? What are they saying in the chat, Dan?
They're talking about Chicago guns coming from the Northwest Indiana. Very easy to get weapons in Indiana. Gun permits are easy to get in Indiana. Okay, sociopaths. Everyone not getting guns from crate. Either way, why are you taking lives left and right?
I didn't say everyone. I didn't say everyone was getting guns from crates. You know, why can't we have? You know what, man? Why do we have to be contrary all the time? I didn't say everyone was getting guns from crates. A lot of these kids are getting these guns off the street. They're not getting them in gun shows. I didn't say everyone. This is why we always end up in fights, because we just have to be contrary for no reason. We can't never agree on anything. We can't never straighten nothing out, because everybody just have to have their opinion heard over someone else. Didn't say everyone got guns from crates. That's what you see, stuff like that is what derails conversations and break the focus on what we're trying to accomplish. It takes the conversation in a completely different direction. The fact of the matter is, a lot of these animals are getting these guns right off the street. And some of them are coming out of crates. There's been numerous reports of gun crates dropped in the middle of communities, especially in Chicago.
Okay. Okay. The person said, I didn't say you said everyone. I was just making a comment.
It just kills me, man. You know, we have a real serious problem, and we can't even talk about it together. We end up in some kind of internal bickering because everybody needs their damn opinion heard and wants to have something to say that's contrary, which kills what we have a series. Women and children are being murdered by lunatics. And they happen to be black. And we can't even have a discussion focused on how we're going to deal with that, because it's going to turn into an internal situation, and then it's one against the other. Shit like that pisses me off, man, because that's what breaks the focus, man. That's why we can't fucking do shit. That's one of the reasons. By the time we have a goddamn conversation, by the end of the conversation, we're fighting each other.
Okay. So my point is, why are they carelessly shooting people regardless of how the guns are received?
Because they don't give a damn. That's one. And two, you got a bunch of punk ass fucking niggas that don't teach their boys respect for authority or respect for life. And while they're in the street killing each other, white supremacy eggs them on. What do you think white supremacy is in the hood? It's in the police departments. It's in the city. They got contacts all over the city. When they see these kids doing these things, they encourage it. And when you got no fathers to guide these boys, no strong influence, it's easy to set these boys up. It's easy to put this shit in their mind. It's just like the movie Black Panther. In the movie Black Panther, right? Remember the guy that was trying to sell drugs in the community? The one that they kept trying to chase out of the community? The one named Sabu?
Okay.
There was a scene in there the way he was walking away after one of the Black Panthers chased him away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the police car pulled up and said something to him about those Black Panthers think that they're this, they're that. If it was me, I would protect myself. You get my meaning? Remember that scene?
Yes, I remember the scene.
That's going on today, but on a higher scale. They're getting into the ears of these young boys who are reckless and have no guidance. Hey, I'll protect my turf. You know what I'm saying? Oh, don't worry about it. You need guns? Be around the corner. There'll be some guns out there for you. You gonna take that? You gonna let them do that to you? You're gonna let them do that, this and that? I would protect myself. And then on top of that, you got all of this negative rhetoric towards black people, all of this negative shit towards black women. You got niggas, you got Negroes on social media saying that our black women lives don't matter. That's in their fucking head. No fathers to try to straighten anything out. The black woman is strained and overwhelmed. This is what you get. I blame you Negroes for this, man, because if you was in here in these homes guiding these boys, giving them a strong mentality, they wouldn't be out there doing this. And don't tell me that a strong father is not effective. Me and my brothers, we never killed anyone. We're not reckless in the street, blowing people away like we ain't got no damn sense. So don't tell me a strong father isn't effective. It's all about the mentality that a boy develops. That's what turns him into what he is as an adult. If the mentality is corrupted at an early age, well, he turns into a freaking bum. This is what he turns into. A mindless animal that has no regard for life. Another young black woman gone. I can't be the only one that has a problem with this. I can't be the only one that's hurt behind this. This shit bothers me. I'm tired of seeing this type of stuff. And at the hands of our own fucking people. And you got these sorry ass niggas, all they do is make bullshit ass streams about not being able to get a piece of pussy, about who the black woman is dating. Why don't you make streams about this? We need more streams about this. We need more people focusing on this. Fuck you can't get no pussy. I don't give a shit about you not being able to get no damn pussy. Fuck you. This is what we need to be talking about. Our women and children are being murdered. And it's by the motherfuckers you don't want to raise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it used to be black community, black people had to worry about white supremacists killing our people. Now we got to accept that our own people is killing our own people and thereby helping the white supremacists. They don't have to do it themselves.
These are, it's like I said before, these are the new faces of white supremacy. This is the black hand of white supremacy. These are the new faces of white supremacy. They can get places the KKK can't get. They are as good as the KKK. They can get inside. They can get next to us. They can get into our homes. They can get into our backyards. They can get into our cookouts. They're on our streets. They live next door to us, down the street, round the corner. And they are doing the job of our enemy. You take up arms against your people, especially our women and children. As far as I'm concerned, you are no different than the white supremacists. As far as I'm concerned, you are in cahoots. And no one can tell me any different. So don't even try.
Yeah. And by doing that, they give white supremacists excuse to use politics to be harsher and harsher laws to get us to kill us or enslave us back into slavery through the prison system.
And while this is going on, you got worthless ass Negroes running around here culturally fucked up, talking about a higher state of consciousness. You got worthless ass Negroes in the conscious community having endless goddamn debates about the Bible, the Torah, and the goddamn Quran. You got the sissy bims over here talking about they going their own way and black women are fucking masculine. You got these wussy ass manosphere niggas. Man, have we gotten to the point where we just about had it as black people?
No, I don't think so. Because if we just about had it, we would be doing something to correct that. So no, we ain't got to the point where we just about have it.
And you got guys like Dr. Boyce Watkins, all these so-called prominent figures on YouTube. You're gonna tell me nobody wants to talk about this? Why is Derek Jackson the biggest story on YouTube? Why isn't shit like this the biggest story on YouTube? Black people should be concerned about what's happening to our women and children at the hands of other black people. Why isn't this the biggest story? Why is the biggest story about some fucking loser who's a pimp and a womanizer? Why is that so goddamn important? Why do we give a shit about a loser like that? Why aren't we talking about this? Should we put up the mangled bodies of those women? The one with the hole in her head the size of a goddamn softball? You think that'll get people's attention? Should I put that up on the screen so you can see what that fool did to these women with that AR-15? You think that'll catch your attention? Or should we put the baby up who was shot 3 times by another fatherless lunatic? Should we put that baby's picture up? What are we going to do? How do we get your attention? How do we get your attention? How do we get your attention? How do we get you to understand that this is some real shit going on out here? Fuck Derek Jackson. Why isn't these kinds of things, the biggest stories on Black YouTube? That self-righteous high horse ride Negroes talking about, well, you shouldn't talk about black people. Why not? This woman died by black hands. Those 2 women that were mutilated by that AR-15, that was a black man who did that. Those 5 children that were shot to death along with that black man, that was done by another black man. We can go on and on and on. And still, these aren't the biggest stories on YouTube. And we complain about the media don't want to be fair to us. We're not even fair to us. Keep talking about the media won't show this shit. We ain't showing it either. Where's this so-called black media that I keep hearing about that's supposed to level the playing field? Black YouTube? You complain about the mainstream media won't show these kinds of stories. Won't focus on these kinds of stories. Well, the black media isn't doing it either. You care more about a motherfucker cheating on a woman. A loser. Care more about who's being faithful to who. Who's fucking who. In the meantime, we got women and children losing their lives. Innocent women and children losing their lives because of a lot of things, because of hateful rhetoric that done found their way into the minds of young boys and young men. You got violence being advocated towards our women and children by black men. You got black men attacking black women. And those aren't the biggest stories. Aren't these the stories that we were crying about that the mainstream media wouldn't show? But now that we got the chance to show them, we don't show them. I'm a small channel. All you big monsters out there with these big, super huge channels, where you at? Surely you can do it better than I can. Good thing.
Okay. Well, I know you didn't intend for it to be answered, but the reason why I think they don't show it because one, that means they're gonna have to do something. It's easier to show all the guy cheating and thing. You don't have to do anything about that. You just gotta report it, entertain with it. But with this, you gotta do something. You got to do things to correct that. Try to change things. You know, mentoring, breaking up these groups of boys that are just hanging around doing nothing. Find
You
them
know,
something constructive to do.
you know something? Phil the
Mhm.
Advice Show got 1 million followers. I don't know how the hell he got 1 million. Again, you know, that's another show. I don't know how the hell some of these people end up with. I don't know what's something ain't right. But anyway, is he showing stuff like this? No. Kevin Samuels is approaching 1 million subs. He's famous. You done made him famous. Think he's gonna show something like this? All that money you're giving to him, and he won't even show anything like this. Tommy Sotomayor's show probably show something like this because he'll find some way to put it on a black woman that's dead. And the sad part about that is y'all will still support him. So all these cats with these big mega channels, I don't see this anywhere. All I see is a bunch of bullshit. How many women that bitch ass nigga Derek Jackson slept with? Fuck Derek Jackson. Our women and children are being murdered by black lunatics. Where are these big mega channels who seem to have all the smoke for drama, but none for this? I'm a small, tiny channel. Surely we could do better than me, right? I can't be the only one that gives a damn. Go ahead, Dane.
Well, they've fallen into that. It's bad enough white media's doing this. They want the black people to be seen in a good, positive light. They care what the dominant society thinks of black people.
Well,
They're trying to be a
black
good
people
minority.
will be seen in a positive light when we are seen doing something to stop this. When we're seen working together and doing something to stop the senseless murders of our women and children, we'll be seen in a positive light. Anyway, how much time you working with? 'Cause I know you got to go.
I could give you 45 minutes.
All right. Just holler at me when we're ready to go.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we'll be seen in a positive light when we're working together to do something to stop this. When we're making podcast after podcast to shine a big ass fucking spotlight on this, rather than watch some fucking worthless ass punk crybaby Negroes whine and cry about black women. We'll be seen in a positive light when we stop listening to them motherfuckers and start listening to people who are showing things like this, and start putting our attention and turning our attention and resources towards this. This is a fucking problem. This is hurting us as black people. They are hurting us. This is hurting us. They are killing our women and children. This hurts. I don't give a fuck about no loser who can't get a girl. This is what our attention and our resources need to be turned towards. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. Because look, we can't hide from the bad points that's going on in our community. You hide from it, you let it stay in the dark corners, it's gonna grow. It's gonna be like mold, and it's gonna take over until it destroys everything, make the community unlivable. But you put a light on it, you put heat on it, you do things to get rid of it, then the community is livable again. Yeah, I know I don't want to make us black folks look bad. Excuse me, no matter what we do, the dominant community is gonna want to make us look bad. But we shouldn't worry about what they think. We should be doing what's right to take care of ourselves, to correct things, to make our community better. You know, we should set up programs, participate in programs. There's a lot of programs that can give a lot of these guys direction, but they don't have any. They don't have enough mentors, and so the program cannot do anything. You know, or it can't be as effective as it can be. You know, and so we got some of the things, we got the programs, we just don't have the people volunteering to do it. No, it's easy to talk about it, to complain about it, but it's a lot harder to get out there and do something about it. Yeah, you know, even if you don't have any idea, you see what's going on in your community. If you have an issue with these boys or young men getting together and they shooting at each other, shooting up the community, you should get together with other like-minded men and do something. Find out who these boys are, what they doing. You know, are they part of some gang? That's unknown. What they're hanging out, what they doing. You see them congregating somewhere. They just loitering. They're not doing anything. You know, kind of break that up. Use the excuse to talk to them about joining the program, doing this, doing that. You know,
and
at the same time, you're protecting the women that has to maneuver through the community from being attacked.
And the reason why we have to focus on the boys, because boys are quicker to engage in physical violence. It's in the boy's nature to fight, to get into confrontation. That's why I always say that men are built for conflict. It's in our nature to fight. This is why we have to focus on the boys. The boys are the biggest problem because they are the quickest who will engage in violence, reckless violence. The problem is now they have no guidance. These boys, it's like they don't have any brains in their head. And their emotions are like over the top. It's like girls with guns. I'm serious. It's like they're like what women would be if women were men. Seriously. That's what it's like. It's like they're girly men. They're men with girl emotions. They just fly off they're super sensitive. And they got guns. And you know, and they don't think first. They just all emotion, because they're so emotionally and mentally weak. They can't deal with anything. I mean, you listen to them talk, right? Man, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. What are you, a woman or a man? I expect women to talk like that because women are women. Of course, women are going to be sensitive because they're women. It's normal for a woman, but you got these men afraid to death of somebody saying something, a bad word to them. Man, don't disrespect me. Man, don't disrespect me. And if you say something wrong to them, they get all emotional and they're ready to pull out a gun and kill somebody. That's insane. That's not the mentality of a man. That's some, I don't know what the fuck that is. These niggas can't take anything. They so goddamn weak. Hey, Dane. When dudes get up here and go at it with me, right? The only thing I say to them is to don't be disrespectful to the women, right?
Right.
Do you ever hear me say anything to them about disrespecting me?
No.
No. Because I'm not a weak ass punk. I don't give a fuck if you say something bad to me. I'm just gonna say something bad back to you. I'm not gonna get up here and tell you, hey man, make sure you speak softly because my emotions are so goddamn weak. You know, I'm not gonna sit there. I don't give a fuck about no nigga getting up here talking crazy. I'm gonna talk crazy right back to you. I'm not gonna tell you shit. I'm gonna let you step in it. And when you get your head taken off, then you'll understand what respect is. That's the way a man handles it. I'm not gonna tell you not to be disrespectful. The only way I'm gonna tell you not to be disrespectful to is the women. But as far as I'm concerned, I'll talk the way the fuck you want to talk, partner. Because if you cross any lines, when I take your head off, you're gonna understand. At that point, there was a point you shouldn't have went beyond. And then we're gonna have an understanding. But I ain't gonna be up here like no girl talking about something. Don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. Like I got the emotions of a pregnant woman. These guys are the weakest guys I ever heard in my. I mean, they get up, man, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect. Nigga, shut up. Sound like a pussy. Dude, disrespect you. I want to slap one of these dudes, man. These dudes make you want to slap one of them, man. I'm serious. They don't disrespect me. They disrespect me. Man, you couldn't hang out with my crew talking crazy, talking soft like that. That's soft. That's some soft shit. They don't disrespect me. They don't disrespect me. That's why I rock on these niggas the way I. They ain't got no respect for them. None. It ain't but 2 or 3 niggas that came up here that I actually respect. Oh, sorry, oh, soft ass niggas. Hey, don't be disrespectful. I ain't gonna talk to you. But then don't talk to me then, you fucking little punk. Fucking pussy. What you gonna do? Niggas sitting on the goddamn porch with their knees knocking together like little girls talking about something. They don't disrespect me. I bet you they run with their legs out like a girl does in a dress. Oh, soft ass niggas, man. Go ahead, Dane. I'm sick of these soft ass niggas.
And
I'll tell you, man, the next nigga get on this panel talking about some disrespect, I'm throwing you off. So don't even come up here with that weak shit. All right? I'm giving you fair warning now. The next nigga come up on this panel talking some shit about disrespect, I'm throwing you the fuck off. I ain't letting no more soft ass niggas on my panel. Come here with that pussy shit, I'm throwing you off. Yeah, Dan.
Yeah. And they head you guys off at the pad that's saying, well, what about the black women that are shooting or killing and stuff like that? Excuse you. That goes back on black men. Seeing what's going on YouTube, what's going on in the world. Girls are not expecting a man to be there to defend her. She got to handle everything on her own. You know, if she gets in a fight, she got to handle it on her own. There's not going to be no men there to break it up. There's not going to be no men to, you know, talk to her. You know, it's like, look, be reasonable. There's not going to be that. She got to handle it on her own. And since girls are taught responsibility at a young age, okay, she gonna handle it. She gonna do what she gotta do. But you don't hear about them spraying up the community and shooting bystanders. They have a specific target in mind, and they go for that. It's horrible, but they're not nearly as reckless. They are mad. And they handling stuff themselves.
At least when a woman goes out like that, at least she get the motherfucker she looking for. Hello?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the crazy woman that went after the police, she had people in her car. She waited till they got out of her car. They got out of the line of fire. Then she went off on the police. Oh, they didn't tell y'all that, did they? She may have been crazy to go against the police,
yeah, but what we doing,
she made sure all the people that was in her vehicle were safe. Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't be up here. The fact that we got to compare men to women goes to show you just how sad niggas are. Mm. I mean, we've gotten to that point where we've become so goddamn soft that we're comparing ourselves to women.
Sorry about that.
I'm just saying, no, it's not your fault. It's what it is. They've become that soft that you can't do nothing but compare them to women. Mm-hmm. What else is that soft? A woman. You can't compare them to no other man. They too soft. I'm telling you, man, I'm not playing, y'all. Y'all come up here with that little pussy shit. I'm throwing you the fuck. I'm only letting men up on my panel from now on. Okay? You got to find me respect and come up here and make me respect you, motherfucker. Serious. Don't come up here with no wussy shit, crying and shit. I'm throwing you the fuck off. I don't want to hear nothing about, don't disrespect me. I don't want to hear nothing about that. You come up here, open your mouth with some bullshit, punk shit like that, I'm throwing you the fuck off. Be prepared to get kicked right the fuck back off. Okay? You got to be a man to come up on this damn panel. Go ahead, Dane.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't mean to bring it up like that, but I knew there was going to be
it's not your fault. That's
that was
what it
going to be
is.
talking about. Yeah, but black women do it too. She don't do it that way. She's after a specific person.
Wait a minute. Black women do what too?
Lately there's been shootings with black women being a shooter, you know, and even the black woman that went and shoot out the police, she wasn't going after her black people.
I mean, that's sad. You got black women doing shootouts now. Mm-hmm. You're doing shootouts because you niggas are so cowardly, right? Y'all don't even realize what that is. That's actual training. The black woman is training herself. She has to. She don't have any protection. Mm-hmm. So she has to find a way to become hard. She's got to learn guerrilla tactics in order to survive.
Yeah.
She don't want to give in. She don't want to give in to the white man. You ain't doing nothing to help her. And now she's got to protect herself against the white man and you and other races of men because they don't have no respect for her either because you don't. And then you broadcast to the rest of the world that her life don't mean nothing. So she got to protect herself. What you're starting to see is she's engaging in guerrilla warfare. She's training her mind. She's hardening herself up. She doesn't have a choice at this point. She has no protection. And everybody and their mama, well, not the mama, everybody and their daddy is gunning for her. You won't protect her. You've turned against her and trying to kill her. White men been trying to kill her. And foreign men don't have no respect for her because you told them her life don't matter. So she got everybody and their daddy gunning for her. So what you're starting to see is she's starting to engage in guerrilla warfare. She's learning how to become mentally tough in order to protect herself. She's learning how to get into gunfights. She's learning how to survive in shootouts. She's learning guerrilla warfare right in front of your face to protect herself. At this point, she has no choice. You can't protect her. As a matter of fact, you've turned against her. So these guerrilla warfare tactics she's learning is not only for white men and foreign men, they're for you too. The black woman has no choice but to ascend. You've given her no choice. She has to reinvent herself. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. What, you think black women weren't listening when y'all was saying all that mess that we don't deserve y'all protection, y'all not going to protect us? Oh, you thought we was going to come crawling? No, we'd be like, F you. I'm going to get myself a piece and I'm going to learn to shoot.
Now, you see these shootouts. So you dumbass niggas see these shootouts as black women being masculine and going crazy. No, they're making sacrifices because other women are watching. They're watching these tactics and they're learning. In order to grow, become strong, sometimes sacrifices have to be made. This is understood by everyone who's ever engaged in warfare.
Yeah.
Other women are watching these tactics. They're watching. Your dumb ass think that she's doing this because she wants to become masculine. No, she's doing this because she's learning how to survive on her own in a world where everybody and their goddamn daddy is dead set against her. And you, who's supposed to be her personal protector, ain't worth a goddamn. As a matter of fact, you also have taken up arms against her. So what is it that she's to do? She's forced to reinvent herself. She's been forced to think like a man and move like a man, to become as vicious as a man in order to survive. Because her enemies are men. Her biggest enemies are men. So she has to learn how to deal with. She has to learn how to fight men. She has to learn how to neutralize men. She has to learn how to kill men physically. When she's lacking in physical strength, she has to learn, she has to make up with tactics to defend herself against men. Her biggest enemy right now are men. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. So, yeah, but she's having more of an awareness that, hey, you don't just spray the whole freaking community. You got a specific person, you go after them. If you got a car full of people and you know I ain't going to jail, I ain't going to police, I'm not gonna let the police kill me without a fight. And they got out. She made sure they were well out of the way. And then she went for it. I'm not going. You're not taking me. You're not gonna kill me.
What
And
about her
say
biggest enemy being men?
suicide or accident.
Her biggest enemy right now is men.
Mm-hmm. And then, seeing women killed by their own men.
No, we need to pay attention to what's going on here. Mm-hmm. Let's not get off the beaten path.
Yeah.
What can we learn from that shootout? See, you got to think like a black woman is thinking right now. What do you think the black woman learned from that shootout? What have we learned from that shootout? Well, let me tell you what I've learned. Mm-hmm. Black women learning how to engage men in firefights. Mm. What better to learn than to go after men who are tactically trained? Uh-huh. They're making sacrifices in order to learn. And they're not just going after, they're not doing this with any men. They're going after men who are tactically trained. Mm-hmm. That's what I got from that shootout. They're learning how to engage men in firefights. Now, this woman didn't survive, right, Dane?
Actually, I think she did.
She survived?
I believe so.
That's even better.
I know there was two separate ones. One didn't, one did.
Okay. One sacrificed, the other one survived. So we're already talking about two separate situations where the black woman can learn from. Not to do on the first one and to do more on the second one that survived. What worked and what didn't work. She understands full well, fellas, who her enemy is, who her biggest enemy is. It's men. So now she's engaging in real life training. That's what I see going on. You dumb niggas just think she's masculine. No, she's learning how to defend herself against you. Go ahead, Dang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I know that you're thinking, oh, this is not helping. We already got a bad image. Okay, look, our image was bad from the moment we got off the boat. It is never going to be any better, especially if we're running from it, hiding from it, want to project all the positive, but push the negative in the background. You can't straighten out anything that way. You gotta put a spotlight on the bad things. Correct it.
Man,
put some
forget all
on
that. Forget all that, man. The black woman is engaging in learning guerrilla warfare. Shooting it out with the cops, although it's not advised, smart, because cops are tactically trained. I'm not condoning that, but it's not a bad way to learn either.
Yeah. And besides, it's not any better for a black woman being dealt with the police. She gets
She's
killed.
learning. She's
She gets
learning how to engage. She's learning how to engage men in a firefight for survival because she's being gunned down by a lot of men. They're tired of being gunned down. A lot of black women are saying to themselves, "Look, I'm not going to be a stationary target anymore." This woman was gunned down by a bunch of lunatics who were trying to gun down each other and couldn't even get that right.
Mm-mm.
Probably standing 5 feet in front of each other, missing. But I see that firefight with the cops. I see it completely different.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I see them both as learning videos. I see black women analyzing these videos. Seeing what was the woman who died, looking at it as what mistakes did she make? And the one who survived, what did she do to stay alive? Because she understands now that her greatest enemies are men. And they are trying to kill her, including her own men. I mean, we have evidence of this, don't we? Just take a look at this woman right here on the screen. We have countless evidence of black men killing black women and children too. So she's going to have to protect herself and protect her children. Corinne Gaines was the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They'll say what got me is the lack of fear. Plenty of us have that. Meanwhile, a lot of men will run before they engage in a firefight. Yeah, all those women that been in a firefight, there is no fear. They
That's
gonna
right.
engage.
That's right, because a warrior is fearless. A warrior embraces death. A warrior understands that the conclusion of the battle can include death. So a warrior goes into each battle fully understand that it could be his or her last battle. So if you have that kind of mentality, there's nothing to fear. The only thing left is to give it everything you got. I'm starting to see it. It's very interesting. You know, I've seen this once before in the 60s, but it quickly died down where there were women in the Black Panthers who were good at, you know, getting into firefights. And then it died down and went away for a while. And I haven't seen it. Now it's starting to pop up again. This isn't something new by the black woman, people. The black woman did this very thing back in the 60s. It just quieted down after Joanne Chesmore and them killed that trooper. But there were black women engaging in firefights back then with the police. And then it died down and quieted down. But they were Black Panthers. They were in the organization. These women here aren't, as far as I know, aren't a part of any organization like the Black Panthers. So this isn't the first time black women have engaged in firefights with the police. They are capable. And I guess they're starting to find their stride again. It's a shame because back in the 60s when they was doing it, they were fighting the actual real enemy. And the enemy wasn't black. Now it's coming back out. And it's unfortunate that her enemy now are both white and black. And everybody else who decides to side with white supremacy. So But keep an eye on this to see if it continues. If it continues, I'm 100% convinced that the black woman is engaging and learning guerrilla warfare for survival. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting take. I never thought of it that way. I just thought that she was more willing to confront the police than the black man, and seeing too many of our black people dying or being killed by police, she was not going there. She don't trust no police. She wasn't accepting being arrested. And as far as I know, the one that was saying, I'm not going to jail, she don't have a previous record. But we had too many black women die in jail under mysterious circumstance or a supposedly suicide. I wouldn't want to go to jail neither. Figure I'm not going. I'm going to die. I'm going to die on my feet, on my terms.
How much time you working with?
15 minutes.
All right, let's go on and wrap it up.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to get on out of here. Got a premiere coming up in a little bit about the black mothers. Black single mothers are the backbone of the black community. Check it out. It should be airing in about another 15 minutes. So we'll see you guys later. Possibly, I don't know, I might do something tonight or I might not. You know, trying to put Gangsta Talk to the side, but every time I try to do that, something keeps coming up and I keep going gangster. You know, I'm trying to change my ways and have some, you know, more respectable and civil podcast on the Overdrive, but Negroes keep doing stuff that keep triggering me to have gangster talks. So, whatever. Shout out to everybody who came. Belmore, see you in the chat. Peace, power, and unity, E-Nation. Yvette, and everybody who support us. You know, we appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and share. Support the channel. We'll holler at y'all later. Peace, power, and unity. Get us out of here, Damien.
Yeah, son. There's mad kids out there getting cream for the 9-5, bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. You know, shoot the game going for mine. Alright. And this is the year when mad caps get real. So I'ma spark this line, kick the real.
Bang them out.
With all this chaos in the realms of the street, your local street dog got to make ends meet. The average Joe's far too slow for the skill pro. You better know, when I hit the streets, I like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfuck the fame. Why I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash is popping, Cody's cooking, beats copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that's used to living rich is now a sticky kid. Caught up in the ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas flip to stay alive. Peeling caps while I laugh. In the stats, the 4.5. Remy in the glass, spark the boom, then I blast. They wanna confine me, sneak up from behind me. Bust a cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They hate to see a young player pay. I don't wanna see that, son. They rather see it spray. But I'm like Diddy, a Terminator, squeeze the lead off. Using verbs and nouns like rounds to blow your head off. Hitting up spots, heating up blocks. Investing in stocks like Colombian blow crops. I'm out to get cream and ain't no doubt in my mind. Fuck this broke shit, I'm hit, I get down for mine. Yeah, get yours. I get down for mine. I get down for this. I hear you wanna be a player. I ain't someplace you bet. Let's play a game of real nigga roulette. Witness a deep A is I sprayed the melee. Contact and punctuation is compared to AKs. You in the days, overdose for pure funk. I'm fucking off like Tommy Gibb. My armors are boost smoke. Decapitated rappers in my trunk. I'm sick, pooping skunk, bouncing with my click, popping mega jump. I'm getting back while these clouds be zigzagging. What's this talk about pulling keys? Come on, you're nickel bagging. I'm blasting off wings and making dollars believe what you see. I was packing heaters when jokers was banging cheerleaders. Ain't nothing changed, it's still the same. In the rap game, I'm known for banging rookies out the frame. Y'all done forgot who was the pimp from the start. Sipping vintage wine, eating a la carte. I'm phenomenal, with the abdominal, far from comical. Lyrics in the brains like barnacle, never sleep. I'm bringing the drama to the street. Techniques and rolling in the beat. Ain't nothing sweet about the street, so I'm poetically ill. I'm pure like cook up and lyrics shine like fish scale. I got the banger at your throat and you ain't showing no signs. Came deaf, let them know I get down for mine. I get down for mine. We get down for dancing. And you wanna